Hello, I'm Ruth Beaumont, your online academic coach. I work with college students online from all over the United States. The students I work with are undergraduates. Some of them are at their master's level, some of them are at the Ph.D. level. And we're working on academic goals. And one of the common themes I'm observing is how to stay productive while you're working from home. So the next few videos, I'm going to give you my top productivity tips while working at home, remote work. Today's video is going to be about marking time. So if you will go with me on a little trip to the past when we used to go to brick and mortar schools and we're in elementary school or we're in middle school, and we knew that time had elapsed because we would hear a bell, and the bell would tell us it was time to pack up our things, get up and go to the next class. Then we'd hear another bell, and that bell would tell us we were now late. Or you could look out the window and you could see maybe a group of students going to gym class. So you knew that your class would be over in about 7 minutes. Or you might smell the fragrance of food cooking from the cafeteria, and so you knew that your lunch hour was coming up in just a few minutes. So there is these triggers, these announcements of the passage of time. They could be auditory, they could be visual, they could be smelling like from the cafeteria, although it's good food cooking. And when we're working from home, we don't have that. We don't have markers that communicate to us that time has passed and it's almost time to change. We're going to change our work in about 10 minutes. But markers of time are normal and natural. The sunrise, the sunset, the passage of the seasons, the just traffic patterns in the street, they're normal markers of time. And with the disruption of those time markers, it kind of confuses our cadence of the day. So what I want you to do is to incorporate some time markers that are your own. If you're working from home and you don't leave the house or you don't leave your apartment, then you're not going to have those markers. So you need to create them yourself. So the first one I want you to do is create a marker of time to start the day. For example, having a morning routine, your normal hygiene, and then change. Make sure you change your clothes out of your sleep clothes into your daytime work clothes. Your daytime work clothes don't have to be fancy. They just simply have to be not your sleeping clothes, not your pajamas. Just change clothes for daytime clothes. And then at night, make sure you change out of your daytime clothes into your pajamas, into your sleeping clothes. So just mark with your clothing. Just mark the beginning of the day and the end of the day. And there are other things that mark the start of a day and the end of the day. For example, just grooming, just combing your hair, maybe getting some makeup on, your morning coffee, a morning walk, opening the blinds, getting some light in. The Huberman, if you haven't looked at the Huberman Lab podcast, he is a neuroscientist and ophthalmologist out of Stanford, and he does a wonderful podcast about how light triggers the systems in our body to be awake and then to ultimately fall asleep, and the different chemicals that are produced in our bodies to mark that cadence of time, that awake and sleep, restful time in our own bodies. So to recap, today's tip for productivity is to create some time markers for your morning and for your evening. Your evening could be all kinds of stuff, like it's time a meal or a cup of tea or a hot shower, and you change it to your pajamas. So have your morning routine, your time markers, and your evening to tell your body and your brain it's time to start and it's time to stop. This is Ruth Beaumont, your online academic coach, with productivity tips for working from home.